for joining us. So once again, the onus is going to be on shops to enforce the law. What are you going to do at your stores?
Well, we're going to politely ask customers via a window poster before they enter, maybe even if they walk into the store and forget to wear a mask, we'll politely ask them to put one on. So the question in my mind isn't whether we should mandate face masks, it's whether we can. And quite frankly, I won't be asking my store colleagues to police those who refuse to wear masks.
So you say it's more likely to be just a poster outside. We understand from speaking to a guest a little bit earlier from the Association of Convenience Stores, there is a requirement on the store to communicate the rules. So a poster is up. Will you have security staff telling people, asking people, or is it just you're going to rely on the posters?
We do have security staff. We spend millions on security staff every year in the most vulnerable stores, i.e. those stores where our staff are most at risk. But of course, we can't police every single store every hour of every day. It quite frankly, put us out of business. Therefore, I won't be putting my staff at any risk. The abuse to shop workers over the last 12 months has really been quite dramatic. There was a report out by Unite that said over 90% of shop workers have been verbally or physically abused or challenged. And that's...
It really has gone off the scale, and again, they're in a situation where they often be very vulnerable, where they're sitting at a cashier's desk or they're stocking the supermarket shelves. I always made a point actually during the first lockdown on once a week when I went to the supermarket, and the supermarket I've been going to for 15 years anyway, so I'm very friendly with a lot of staff, but always thanking them. I always thought the supermarket workers were the unsung heroes of the pandemic. They were there every single day, dealing with customers every single day, while everyone else was hiding away. So they've done, I think, a very, very very impressive job, very much fortitude. But who are the people?
Good for you. I should thank them on the radio actually as well.
You should,
because they've been nothing short of heroic. Everyone from the shop workers to their HGV drivers to the depot pickers and everyone else in between have literally kept the wheels turning and kept food on the tables throughout the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of the people who are doing the abusing, look, the vast majority of people obey rules. If they're exempt, they can say I'm exempt, and everyone carries on their daily business, and they wouldn't dream of ever being abusive staff. So who are the people who are abusing staff, and why?
Well, there are people out there. I mean, why? Who knows? But masks is a divisive issue for whatever reason. I mean, you look on Twitter and you can see it quite clearly. And so some people just don't like being told what to do by others, which is fair enough. But of course, with regards to masks and trying to stem this new variant, I support the reintroduction of compulsory face masks in shops. I just don't want to put my staff in harm's way to do so. And I think the point here as well is that they've worked hard. We've all worked hard to build back consumer confidence in the high street, which was in a vulnerable place anyway. And they need to continue to do that, where people feel confident coming into stores to shop. And if they don't, we've opened up 100,000 delivery slots a day now for online orders, so people can shop how they want.
Well, indeed. I mean, but my local supermarket, your local Iceland closed down very recently near me, so I don't go to Iceland. I blame you. But my local supermarket, most of the staff don't wear masks at all. In fact, a lot of the customers are wearing them, but the staff don't, because they've been out and about, they've worked through it, and frankly, they're done after 20 months with the mask wearing. But I mean, in terms of that role being given to shop workers, the store managers, security guards, do you think that it's wrong for the government to effectively bring in a rule that needs to be policed in some way, but basically pass off that policing of it to people who haven't got any training?
Yeah, I suppose they're relying on goodwill from consumers and from the public, because as I was explaining, we can't afford to police it. And actually, even security guards, they're citizens. They're not the police. They can't arrest people. So if the government really wants to do this, then they must step in and help businesses like ours to enforce and police the wearing of masks.
Yeah, indeed. And in terms of what happens when someone goes in, say I have an exemption. I've not worn a mask since the 1st of June. So someone will. I walk into the supermarket. They'll say, "Excuse me, mask rules are here." I say, "I'm exempt," and then I just carry on my way. We all smile at each other and carry on, or will people be challenged?
No, that's right. You carry on, because actually, I don't think you're within your rights to not have to prove your exemption medically. Okay. So actually, you don't need to provide any proof anyway.
In terms of where we go from here, you say you support this mandatory masks that remove. I adamantly don't, and at least I get the position where I'm able to argue with cabinet ministers myself in person about that. In terms of more restrictions being brought in, given that supermarkets are among the many industries that kept going throughout. People working in these industries, as you say, in the depots, the deliveries, on the shop floor. Where are you on terms of any new measures being brought in that could actually affect Christmas, which we know, of course, is a crucial time of the year for supermarkets?
Yeah, I think we've faced so many challenges. If you look at the HGV driver shortages, which we spoke about some time ago, and some of the EU worker challenges that we've had, it really has been a tough year. Funnily enough, though, I am actually quite confident about Christmas. So much so, we're now offering turkey insurance. We're that
I love
confident that people are going to get their turkeys. But yeah,
no. Tell us about the turkey insurance. That's what everyone wants to know now.
Well, there seems to be worries about turkeys. So because ours are frozen, obviously, and prepared months in advance, we've got more than enough stock. Sales of turkeys have increased 400% because I think people are buying ahead. They don't want to lose out on another Christmas, and therefore we've over-ordered accordingly. So we've got more than enough to
quite
to
right.
supply.
Can I just say, people are very snotty about fresh turkeys. I've always used a frozen turkey, and I'm sorry, they're just. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening to your microphone there, but they're just as fresh. They really are. They really. I mean, it's just absurd. It doesn't affect the flavour whatsoever. I have to vouch for that. Really good to talk to you. Fingers crossed for your turkey insurance there, Richard Walker, Managing Director at Iceland Foods.